Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, today we're going to be working on bases. Yay! Bases! Yay! Yay! Bases! Yay! It's a base! Yay! Anyways, this is my base right here, and it's a pretty nifty one if you ask me. I like it. I like it a lot. Why? Because a lot of people have tried to attack it and they just die. It is the greatest thing ever. Now, my base has kind of evolved over time. I've had a lot of different designs, and the higher level guys have all had a lot of different designs, and they all just kind of, as the game progresses, more technology comes out, things of that nature, the setup of bases will change. And the reason is because you got to counter things. To me, a good base design is buying time. That's all you really want to do, is just buy time, because the fact that somebody's going to see them attacking your base, and then they're going to come to defend you. So all you want to do is be able to make it to where they cannot 1-star you, 2-star you, 3-star you within the first attack. So you got to make your base to be able to survive, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. If I have something on my base that you do not have yet, don't worry about it. Understand that my base is fully maxed out. Bigger fleets attack me. When you're little, smaller levels, 10, 15, 20, 30, only smaller fleets can attack you. So the tech that they will be using to attack you with is nowhere near the amount of tech that they're going to be using to attack me with. So you still have time to research things and things of that nature. So every base that you witness or look at, use it as a learning experience and understand, take it as a grain of salt. This design works perfectly for me and the people that I piss off and come and waste their fleets trying to attack me, which is awesome. I love it. Anyways, however, for people that don't really get too much into, just messing around with people, they're not going to attack your base that much, so you can probably get away with a little bit less. However, I find that people always attack other people's bases just because they can. Why? Because they need resources, they want your metals, or they just want to be a dick that day, and that happens a lot. Generally, though, it's me being the dick, so it is what it is, right? So, today we're going to look at a few bases. Yay, this is my base. I like it. It's so party. Look at that. It's all party. I just got a new set of spinners. See that? That's a spinner right there. Yeah. I got some glow lights and stuff. Anyways, let's go take a look at a buddy's base. Yay, we're going to look at a buddy's base. Yay, we're going to kill him. Yay. Now you see here on his base, he took a minimalist approach, which is quite simple. He doesn't have anything that he does not need. The miners, for example, that I have on my base, he doesn't use them because, let's be honest, they don't really give you a lot of resources compared to if you were to take out a fleet. If you go attack level 20, level 10, level 15 Vega cargo fleet, you get millions in resources. So the miners, what they produce throughout an entire day doesn't equal what you can get just from attacking one Vega cargo. So it really doesn't make any sense to have them unless you're using them to buy time. Now, with this minimalist approach, you noticed that he doesn't have anything that he doesn't need. So he uses everything here. He has his standard bridge and his fleet bay and all these nifty little research facilities, and then he's got his storage facilities to ensure he can build his cool little toys and do whatever he needs to do. So that is a good example of what's called a minimalist base. Nothing that you need, nothing to defend against that you don't have. So the reason you do small bases like this is because of the field of fire. You notice how far out his weapons reach compared to the distance to his pots. It gives you a lot of firepower going out because they have to get really close in order to destroy these things. So I like that. It's a minimalist approach. It works. A lot of people do it, and if you're gonna do it, that's a good example of one right there. Me, myself, I go a different route. I go with the buying yourself time approach, which is why I have everything known to man. And it's all upgraded and maxed out with as much armor and shielding as I can fit on it, because when you attack my base, you have to blow up a lot of things in order to just one-star me. Now, while you're trying to one-star me, that gives plenty of time for my friends, my allies, and random passerby who want something to do to come and attack the fleet that you're using to attack me. So that's why I have everything. You'll notice on a lot of people's bases, they have everything all spread out to where nothing will be touching. It'll all be... Move over there, damn you! It'll all be one square away. You'll notice it'll look like that. The reason they do that is because of what's called collateral. Now, with collateral, if this explodes... Or let's come down here. If this explodes, what's going to happen is this one, and this one are going to get damaged from this one exploding right here. Now, once you start getting up to the higher levels, that really doesn't matter, because you have enough shielding and armor on them to where everything can explode around it and all four squares that are touching it, and it won't be damaged nearly as much because of your shielding, and your armor will take so much hits that it really doesn't matter. So, the big spread out, cool, sprawling thing, yeah, but you don't really have what's called field of fire, to where you can't defend it because your weaponry is spread out so much. You want your weaponry as close as possible to defend the crucial things. Your bridge is number one. You have to defend your bridge. If somebody blows up your bridge, automatically you're one-starred. It doesn't matter, and in some cases two-starred. It doesn't matter if they don't touch anything else in your base. They just blow up your bridge, you're one-starred, and you're done. You're done. So, this is crucial. Mines. Mines are awesome. The amount of damage that a mine does, fully upgraded, is insane. Look at that, 4,800. That is insane. That will take out most ships. The few ships that can make it through, driving straight through a mine, by the time they get inside that mine, they're not going to have very much of anything left. And because of that, mines are awesome. Now, as you noticed on that other base, some people have gaps in their mines, like this. Now, to me, that makes no sense, because of the fact that, yes, this is a really small opening to get a ship through. As you notice right here, you got to drive an entire fleet through that little hole right there. Yes, that's a pain in the butt, but there are some really good mines out there that can do that. So I don't give them that option. I have my mines all nice and squared up to where there's no way you can get to my bridge with a rush fleet unless you go through my mines, which is awesome because you're gonna die. Anyways, the other thing you need to worry about is upgrading your combat modules as fast as possible. Get them up to level X because you need that available mass. The mass that comes on level 1 and 2 and all the way up to level X, or level 10, I'm sorry, is pretty low. It sucks. And because of that, you can't really fit the higher tier weaponry, the higher tier shielding and armor and things of that nature on there without... Something's got to give. I mean, you only have X amount of mass, and that is crucial. So it's a balancing act between it. On my base, I have a lot of kinetic drivers, 8 to be specific. The reason is because I have 2 on each side. Now, the higher you upgrade your bridge, the more mines you're going to get and the more modules you're going to get. So you want to upgrade your bridge as quickly as possible. It takes for days. I am sorry, it sucks, but it is what it is. With 8 of these, the reason I have them staggered right here, right next to each other, is because I have them firing at different speeds. One I have iridium arrays on, and the other one I have, not phased projectiles, phased munitions. Now the reason I do that is because if you're standing right here, hovering out here, trying to sniper my base, this one's going to be firing at you at a rather rapid pace. This one's going to be firing at you at a slower pace. Now, I have seen the best pilots try on my base, and you cannot dodge both of those if they're traveling at different speeds. Because what happens is one is traveling so much slower than the other. By the time you dodge the fast one, the slow one's right there, and you got to dodge the slow one. But by the time you dodge that slow one, that fast one's there again, and it's going to hit you. So I've never seen anybody last more than 4 shots between these two from each, and not get hit at least once. Opposed to if they're both traveling at the same speed. I've seen people sit out there and dodge them all day, every day. It's rather comical, actually. The next is the energy weapons. Energy weapons are awesome, mainly because of the carriers. People bring in carriers, and as soon as people start bringing in carriers, everything goes to pot, because of the fact that there isn't really much weaponry that can knock down those carrier fleets quickly, other than energy weapons and Sitco and other things of that nature. However, those are all blueprint type things, but for the money, the energy weapons are the way to go. So you're going to need forced optics as high as you can get on anything that you have energy. You're always going to want to max it out. Going to need energy weapons. I have mine positioned right here because of the fact that these block this nifty little hole that is created by the kinetic drivers. Now, you're going to want to get to kinetic driver V as soon as possible. Reason is because of the range. The kinetic driver's range is higher than any other weapon that I have seen for a base. Because of that, they're great. They stop the sniper fleets dead in their tracks. Whenever you build a base to do a lot of things, defend against a lot of different types, it's not going to defend against one very well. So you can defend a base that is perfect against stopping a sniper, but it's going to suck when it comes to stopping a rush fleet. You can build a base perfect for defending against a rush fleet, but a sniper fleet's going to pick you apart. You can build a base for whatever you want, but the other one's going to destroy you. I've found that this layout deals with them both awesomely. Right now I'm upgrading my bridge to... Oh, I'm not upgrading the bridge. I'm actually adding the Sitco level 3 because I just got it in this riot, because riots are awesome. Yay! So, yeah, that's what's going on there. However, excuse me. The energy weapons will stop any carrier fleet that's coming in. It'll put it in its place, send it out, only giving you minimal damage, and it will cover the hole that is created by these kinetic drivers. See what I'm saying right there? Now, the field of fire is covered. So if they try to come inside the range of the kinetic driver, well, they got this one to deal with. Also, over here, they'll have this one to deal with because it's covering the field of fire that this one doesn't. So the closer you get to my base, the more weapons that are going to start firing upon you, which is what you want. You want an intersecting field of fire to where no matter where they go, they're going to be shot at by something. That is crucial in a base. Now, so many different ways you can build it. The best way to do it is to just have fun, and most importantly, watch any and all replays. The more replays you watch, the more holes you'll notice inside their defenses. Now, I have arrestor beams, which are awesome. If you have them, use them. What they do is they fire out a beam which will stop the enemy ship. It'll slow it down. It's kind of like a net torpedo, but for your base. Kind of awesome. By doing that, you allow time for everything else to just bang away at it and completely wipe whatever they're sending at you off the face of this earth. If you don't have arrestor beams, that's fine. Replace it with a high DPS weapon. Generally, since you already have 2 energy weapons here on arrestors, or wherever I have my arrestors, which are one down in this corner, one up in this corner. Now, the reason they're on those corners is because of the fact that they're far enough apart to where they can stop anything. So if you're coming in from this side, you're going to get hit with this arrestor. If you're coming in from this side, you're going to get hit with this arrestor. If you're coming in from one of these sides, both of these arrestors are able to fire upon you. So that's the advantages of arrestors. They're awesome. If you don't have them, I would use an explosive weapon there. Whatever your top explosive weapon is, go ahead and use that one. The reason you want to do that is just to mix things up a little bit. If somebody has a deflector shield and all you have is kinetic drivers, well, their shield is going to be perfect because it's never getting hit by anything other than the one type of weapon that it's designed to protect against. So I find it's best to mix everything up, and just remember about your intersecting fields of fire, to where no matter where they come in at your base, that they're going to be shot at by something, and that no hole that is in the defense of any weapon is empty, that something is not shooting into the hole that is from that one weapon. Now, that's my base. That's how it looks. You can see here all kinds of nifty little toys. Take your time, get a good look at it, screenshot it. If you don't have what I have, you can do the equivalent and it works just as well, because they're not going to be attacking your base with fleets that you cannot defend against. To where you see here, we have a level 39 base. And of course, once you hit 35, then big boys can attack you, and it rather sucks. So once you hit 34, try to stay there as long as you can. Trust me on this one. So he did the same, or the basic same layout as I did. However, he doesn't have the tech that I have for his base. Because of that, however, you notice that the layout is all still intersecting fields of fire. If I were to try to rush his bridge, to blow up his bridge, I'm going to run straight into these mines, which is really going to hurt. And we have these drivers up here. He doesn't have kinetic V yet, but he has these drivers sitting up here ready to just bang away at anything that I try to send in there. And then if I get inside these drivers' ranges, he has this nice little energy weapon sitting right here covering them. And then he has the other projectile weapons covering them. So, doesn't matter what level tech you have, you always want to do something that is going to intersect the field of fire to where there's no real safe spot to just fly right into the base, and that they cannot park on top of your bridge. Because of that, he will be just fine if somebody attacks him. Granted, because of his level, bigger fleets can attack him, and I think I might have just, oh yeah, we got out of there. We came back just in time. He's about to man, we're about to attack his base. Oh, that would have sucked. But anyways, and also he needs to make a few little adjustments here and there. You see how he's got this right here poking out so far? Well, that's not a good idea, but you want to try to round it out to where your base is nice and round. Now, because of all that nifty little fun stuff, you've seen a few different base designs now, a few different base layouts, getting you a little bit of information. Now, if you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to comment on the bottom, and I'll reply as best I can. Feel free to watch other videos to kind of get a better idea of it. If there's anything I didn't cover, feel free to ask, and yeah, have fun, good hunting.